The teachers secretly injected blood into the students' milk. The unaware students drank it directly. However, what terrified them more was the blood contained a large amount of HIV virus. What made her so frenzied? What had she experienced? The teacher's name was Yuko. Today was her last class. When she announced she would no longer teach them, the classmates had no reluctance. Instead, they cheered happily. Yuko did not pay attention to them, but calmly began to tell her story. She got pregnant before marriage. Before the wedding could happen, the fiancé was diagnosed with AIDS. Hearing the word AIDS, all classmates fell silent. They all stopped their actions. Some even held their breath in fear of being infected. Yuko continued to speak. Fortunately, neither she nor her daughter was infected. In the end, the two decided not to get married, but to have the child, so that the daughter would not be discriminated against in future. Yuko would take care of her alone. She poured all her love into her daughter. Later, Yuko returned to teaching at school. Due to lack of time to care for her daughter, she placed her daughter in a daycare near the school while working. On the day, she went to pick up her daughter to go home. What she saw was her daughter's body in the pool. The police determined that her daughter had accidentally drowned, but Yuko found that her daughter had been murdered. The murderer was two classmates in the class. After a brief silence, the classmates began to play again. They thought it was just a life. Compared to the teacher's tragic experience, they were more interested in gossiping about who the murderer was. Yuko did not intend to reveal their names, but called A and B. A is a perfect student with full marks, but he has a very perverted mind, often tortures small animals, and posts videos online for attention. A once showed Yuko a new invention. It looked like an ordinary wallet. But when Yuko opened it, she got electrocuted. Later, A entered an invention competition with the wallet, and fortunately won the first prize. Yuko found a similar wallet by the pool where her daughter had an accident. She took the wallet to A to ask about it. He immediately cried out in despair, even climbed up to the window, as if he wanted to die to apologize. Yuko was about to stop him, but A suddenly turned and showed a sinister smile. Then A gleefully recounted the whole process of the crime. He killed Yuko's daughter, just to gain people's attention. On the day of the invention competition results announcement, his news only occupied a small column. The reason is that there happened to be a case of a minor poisoning her whole family. This made A very unhappy. To gain the same exposure, he planned to also kill someone to try. Fearing he could not complete it smoothly, he specially found classmate B. After some discussion, they set the target on Yuko teacher's daughter. Yuko had provided evidence to the police. However, it was of no use. Even if the evidence is conclusive, two minors under 14 would not face any punishment. As their teacher, Yuko planned to teach them proper behavior. She announced to the classmates that she had added blood infected with AIDS to their milk. Hearing this, the classmates went into an uproar. They wanted to spit out the milk they had drunk. It may have already been late. However, what they do not know is Yuko's revenge plan has just begun. The following is the crime process of A and B. They handed a wallet to a lovely little girl, saying it was a gift from her mother. The little girl took it without hesitation. When she reached out to open the wallet, she was hit by a strong electric current and collapsed to the ground unconscious. Watching the still little girl on the ground, A stepped forward and told B, "You can spread the word that I did it." After saying this, I turned and left. To not be overshadowed by A, B stepped forward to pick up the unconscious girl and wanted to throw her directly into the pool. The unconscious girl suddenly opened her eyes, but B did not hesitate at all. Still directly threw the girl into the pool. Yuko, for revenge on daughter, added blood with AIDS to A and B's milk. Since then, B developed severe mental illness. 1 year without showering or washing hair. Every day locked in room. Mother slightly approached. B attacked her with punches and kicks. Anything he touched must be crazily cleaned. Yuko once found B's mother, but mother always did not believe her obedient and sensible child would do such things. Mother not at all felt guilty, but defended her child. Said B was just influenced by bad friends. Teacher for B to return to school. Led classmates to write encouragement letters to B. Personally visited home every week. After some time, B not only had no improvement, but became more irritable and restless. That day mother carefully looked at classmates' encouragement letters. Each bold font combined into a sentence. The murderer goes to death. Mother didn't want to see B fall like this. He was definitely wronged by someone, so she put sleeping pills in her son's water, taking advantage of B's deep sleep to help him wipe his body. But even if the dirt on the body was wiped off, the gloom in the heart can never be wiped away. Seeing the cleaned be more devastated, he finally told his mother the truth. That day Yuko's daughter was not electrocuted. She simply fainted. When he picked her up from the ground, the little girl had already opened her eyes, but he resolutely threw the girl down, ultimately causing the girl to drown. B did this just to prove to A. Now he was no longer a useless person who could do nothing, but a successful killer. Mother collapsed to the extreme after learning the truth. She felt it was her fault for not teaching the child well. After writing a suicide note, she planned to die with B. She originally wanted to kill B first with a knife, but unfortunately was killed by B instead. How perverted can an unfortunate boy's childhood be? To gain his mother's approval, A is willing to kill for media attention. He first killed his teacher's 4-year-old daughter, but was ruled an accidental death by the police. Hope was dashed. After the head teacher found out the killer, he added blood with HIV to the boy's milk. A reacted unusually calmly upon hearing the news. If he really contracted this disease, his mother would definitely come to see him after knowing. However, when he went for a hospital check, he found he was not infected at all. Hope once again fell through. Seeing B's news about killing his mother hit the headlines. He pitied B for losing his mother, yet envied him for getting such attention. This time he had the thought of killing again. The target was his girlfriend who always stayed by him. He acted without hesitation. Afterwards, he stuffed his girlfriend into the fridge. As a result, his mother still did not appear. The reason A is so twisted is due to his tragic childhood. His mother was a physics high achiever. His father was an ordinary office worker. After having A, his mother hoped he could be as smart as her. Whenever A did poorly, his mother would scold and hit him. Unable to stand it, his father chose to divorce. Before leaving, his mother gave him many books, hoping one day he could be as excellent as her. Mom will come back to see him. Since then, Mom has not appeared again. The boy thought about getting media attention, just hoped to get Mom's approval. But this approach seems a bit off. The day before graduation, he received an email from his mother. Inside was the address of his mother's workplace. She said she wanted to meet A to talk. A was very excited and hurried over. Just before entering the gate, he hesitated. He felt he was not good enough yet. He definitely could not get Mom's approval. So he planned to do something big at graduation. He stuffed a homemade bomb in the auditorium. His own phone could dial to detonate. He recorded all of this and posted it on his website. After the passionate speech ended, A pressed the phone dial key without hesitation. However, the auditorium did not explode. He tried several more times, but still nothing happened. Just when he was puzzled, the phone in his hand rang. It was teacher Yuko calling. Yuko saw A's video online. The highest realm of revenge is not to let him die comfortably, but to let him live in pain. So Yuko found the bomb, quickly moved the bomb to A's mother's office. When he pressed the dial key, the bomb had already exploded. It was just in his mother's office. The bomb was made by his own hands. The explosion was triggered by his own hands. But the one killed was his mother, whom he had been thinking about day and night. The movie Confessions ends here. In the movie, many reflections of modern society can be seen. The killer is absurd. The Avenger is cold. People's discussions about this movie vary. Some see revenge. Some see salvation. But no matter what, feel the love already existing instead of being eroded by what is not obtained. This is a truly successful person. Thank you for watching.